project I have for you tonight is kind of a see-through lettering design. So what you're going to need for this is a couple of sheets of white paper, a sheet of a darker paper, probably a cardstock or something a bit heavier would be better, and some kind of a pattern paper. This or something like maybe a watercolor piece that you've done, or whatever it is you want, gift wrap, anything will work as long as it's some kind of a design. You'll need a piece of chalk, pen or pencil, and either a pair of sharp scissors like this with a really fine tip or an X-Acto knife. So we're going to start by doing the design. And all you need to do for this, you can see I've drawn sort of a thing there, and really all you need to do with that is just draw yourself some rough, you don't have to be very precise about this, just draw yourself some lines there. Start with a line at this end, and then what you want to do is just put in a couple of letters. And you want to sort of get the design so that it's sticking out. You want it to stick out the top edge and out the bottom and side edges. I'm doing this very, very rough just so you can quickly see what I did. And when you get to this end, draw your line so that it overlaps with at least part of the design here. So that's roughly how I did the design there. So once you've drawn in your letters like that, and you can do them freehand, then what I want you to do is to take a piece of chalk, and we'll turn this paper over and you can kind of see a bit of the design through there. And then we're just going to take a chalk color over the back side of that. And then what we're going to do is take our dark sheet of paper. We're going to place this on here about where we want it. And then from there, what we're going to do is just draw in the parts of the design that would end up being actually what I talked about in last week's lesson on the post, your negative space. So I'm just sort of drawing in the parts of the background to the letters. Okay. And okay, that chalk wasn't very dark, but I think you can still see, or at least I hope you can kind of see that there's the letters have transferred onto there. So then what you need to do is take your sharp scissors and just cut out all of those spaces. Okay, here you see the piece now with the parts cut out of it so that you're seeing through to the background behind it. And this is where you now put your other pattern piece of paper behind that. But with this particular piece, you'll notice that the values, like the darkness of the pattern is a little bit close to the darkness of this piece here, so that it doesn't actually show up all that clearly. So if, for example, you had a lighter piece or a brighter piece, with this one you can see the letters show up much better. But in this case, I happen to like this piece that I have here, so I'm going to show you an extra step that you can do to actually show off your letters better. So we're going to take that out, line that up with the top there, and then I'm going to take my pencil and I'm going to come in here and just draw in about 1/8 of an inch or so from the edge of the design that I've cut out. And then once I've done all of that with all of the pieces and cut that out, then I'll show you what we do next. So here's the white piece of paper now with the parts cut out again. And so from there, if we slip our pattern piece of paper behind that, and then we lay this one down on top of it, look at how beautifully that sets off the pattern that's there and just shows up those letters really beautifully. So I hope you enjoy the project.